Oh shit. Here we go again.
With the Acer's Predator Helios Neo 16, but this variant comes with freaking i9 Gen and RTX 4070. I have already reviewed this laptop's i7-14700HX and RTX 4060 variant and made a detailed comparison of that laptop with other laptops of same specifications. So please, by all means, do check that out. And this is probably the first i9 I have had the honor to review, but better believe that I have left no stone unturned in this detailed review, and I have covered every aspect of this laptop in this video, so you can skip to the desirable part using the timestamps and let's go. The specs of this laptop are so good, I'm gonna have to start with the specs first, as this laptop has the Intel Core i9-14900HX with 24 cores and 32 threads, of which 8 are P cores and 16 are E cores, and a 16GB DDR5 RAM clocked at 5600 MHz and a 1TB Gen 4 NVMe. And the best part, it has an RTX 4070 with 8GB GDDR6 VRAM with a maximum TDP of 140 watts. Damn, super specs. It also has a great design, offering this full gamerly look on the top lid with this glowing RGB Predator logo and this gamerly design. And this top lid is metal, offering very little top lid flex. And it fashions a cool glass panel at the back, just like the Helios 16, not to be confused with the Neo 16, which now looks a lot like Neo 16. Okay, now I'm confused. So basically, first Helios Neo 16 looked somewhat like this, and the Helios 16, the top tier version, looked somewhat like this. And now Acer has decided that the Neo 16 is gonna look somewhat like this. So first, just the names were confusing. Now even the looks are confusing. So as I said, it has a glass panel at the back, just like Helios 16, which also has a glass panel at the back. But this laptop's panel, that is the Neo 16's, does not have light like the Helios 16. But still, it's pretty damn cool. And it has a full-sized keyboard, but again those cramped numpad, enter key and arrow keys. Accidental presses all over. And this has a 4-zone RGB like the i7 variant. Honestly, I was expecting per key RGB at least in the i9 variant, but I guess they are saving it for their premium Helios 16 series, not the Neo series. Typing experience on this keyboard is still pretty great, again except for those accidental presses on the numpad area. It has a big fully clickable trackpad with this multi-gesture support, which is quite smooth to use. It has this profile switcher on the top side of the keyboard, which looks like the power button, but the power button lies on the top right within the keyboard. It has 2 air exhaust vents on the side of the laptop as well as 2 vents on the back side. And this gray part is not removable like the Helios 16, and has a huge air intake vent at the bottom, which with these big rubber grips provide ample space for air to go in. It has very thin bezels all over, and even the chin is non-existent due to a 16:10 aspect ratio. It has a good weight distribution, due to which it can be easily opened with one hand, and the screen goes back to about 135 degrees only. The build quality of this laptop is quite good. I mean, it has no keyboard flex, no top lid flex, and even no screen wobble. And the hinges of this laptop are quite stable. It has no shortage of ports, offering 3 USB Type-A ports and 2 USB Type-C ports, both of which are Thunderbolt 4 ports, by the way. Starting from the left, it has one RJ45 Ethernet port, one USB Type-A 3.2 Gen 1 port, one microSD card reader, and one audio mic combo jack. On the right side, it has 2 USB Type-A 3.2 Gen 1 ports, of which this one has always-on functionality. The rest of the ports lie on the back side with one power pin, one HDMI 2.1 port, and 2 USB Type-C Thunderbolt 4 ports, both of which supports DisplayPort 1.2 and PD charging up to 65 watt. As I said, perfection. It has 3 USB Type-A ports, it has 2 USB Type-C ports, both of which are Thunderbolt 4 ports. It has a majority of ports on the back side. It has a microSD card reader. It can support up to 3 additional displays.
Nice.
And the screen, oh my god, just keep on counting the positive features. It has a 16-inch IPS anti-glare 2K panel with a native resolution of 2560 by 1600, a 16:10 aspect ratio, giving that extra screen real estate for the editors. Talking about whom? 100% sRGB, 99% DCI-3 color gamut. So yeah, editors are gonna have a field day with this laptop. A 240Hz refresh rate with 3 millisecond response time and G-Sync, a great and definite choice for esport gamers, and it also has support for dynamic refresh rate and has a peak brightness of 500 nits. I mean, I have used this laptop in a well-lit room, outside the room, in the open, and my god, it has no issues with the brightness whatsoever. You see, it's a perfect screen. It's as perfect as a screen can get as of now, with perfect colors, brightness, refresh rate, perfect perfect resolution, perfect aspect ratio, and that quick response time. It's a great screen for creators, video editors due to that 100% sRGB color gamut, 16:10 aspect ratio, and also a great screen for esport gamers giving 240Hz refresh rate with 3 millisecond response time. And talking about some other stuff, it has Wi-Fi 6E and Bluetooth 5.3 for that seamless connectivity. And mind you, it has killer Wi-Fi 6E, which is top of the line Wi-Fi. But it has no MS Office, probably. I mean, I could not find it. So if you guys have this information, please let me know. I will pin down the comment. It comes with a 330 watt charger and has 90 watt hour battery that gives a backup of 4 hours of regular usage and 1.5 hour of gaming. It has a mux switch, but sadly no advanced Optimus. So you'll have to restart the laptop for it to take effect. It comes with a 720p webcam, which is a bit disappointing as, I mean, dude, come on. 1080p webcam at this price should be a minimum. And it has two downfiring speakers of 2 watt each, which sound great, has good loudness, and are clear to hear. What? Still not convinced that this laptop is an absolute beast? Just take a look at this performance benchmarks for yourself. It exceeds expectations in every benchmark, be it Cinebench R23, Cinebench R24, Geekbench, PC Mark 10, or 3D Mark Time Spy. These scores clearly indicate this laptop's ability to give great performance in hardcore 2K level gaming, streaming, coding, 4K level editing, creative tasks like Photoshop, 3D modeling, architectural work, machine learning, and AI work. This laptop is gonna crush it all. Okay, I see you're still not convinced. So I tested some AAA titles at 2K resolution, highest possible settings, ray tracing enabled, DLSS set to performance, frame generation turned on. I did not use any cooling pad and the room temperature was at about 23 degrees Celsius, and here are the results. Games like Valorant, GTA 5, CS2, Call of Duty Warzone gave overly good and stable FPS. I mean, no point even discussing about these games. Forza Horizon 5, Far Cry 6, RDR2, and Spider-Man Remastered also gave great FPS. For some reason, I could not install Spider-Man 2, so please excuse me for not testing Spider-Man 2 on this. Moving on, even in games like Cyberpunk and Hogwarts Legacy, this laptop gave excellent performance, and keep in mind that these games have been tested at 2K resolution with ray tracing. Even the temps were very well managed with no instance of crossing 90 degrees even in one instance. It comes with its own performance customization software known as the Predator Sense software, which provides a lot of customization options like scenario profile, in which you can make custom profiles with a set of settings that you can switch easily in one click, like silent mode for office and college usage and gaming mode for, well, gaming. Next we have system vital monitoring, live updates to show the current availability of latest updates, and app shortcut to quick launch favorite apps. Now all this is just on the home screen. We can see a lot of more options in these tabs above, like scenario mode, which has additional options to select thermal profiles, custom fan speed control, and lighting options. Next we have some personal settings that has options like the mux switch, some battery options in which you can limit the charge up to 80% to save the battery. Also, it has a control for that always on USB function. Next, it has the option to change the system boot screen. So if you don't like that crazy and sometimes horrifying sound of Predator laptop booting up, you can always change it to your personal liking. Next, it has system checkup, which has options to check the health of the battery, the NVMe, or the RAM. Next is the monitoring tab, which is essentially the same thing as the one on the home screen, but just have a lot of details. Followed by the app center, which again is the detailed version of the home screen app shortcut. It has good upgradability with 2 RAM slots that can support a maximum of 32 GB each, giving it a total of 64 GB of DDR5 RAM with a maximum clock speed of 5600 MHz, 2 M.2 slots of 2 TB Gen 4 NVMe each, and 1 upgradable Wi-Fi and Bluetooth M.2 slot. At the time of making this video, this laptop was priced at about 1,80,000 online, but this is available at a much better deal at Creative Laptops exclusive Acer store in Ludhiana, Kocha Market area. So do check them out and mention my channel's name for a special offer. Contact details in the description. This laptop has a fair bit competition, that is laptops with similar specs like the Acer Helios 16 that comes with the same specifications but has a few extra features like perky RGB, MSI Vector 17, which is quite a bit more expensive but has a 17-inch screen, perky RGB, 32 gigs of RAM, and 2 TB of Gen 4 NVMe. Next we have Lenovo Legion 7, which again is fair bit more expensive at 2,10,000, but it has a 3.2K IPS screen and again 32 gigs of RAM. Legion Pro 5 with Core i9-14900HX and RTX 4070, but again with 32 GB of RAM. Asus ROG Strix at about 2 lakh. Lenovo Legion Pro 5 with AMD Ryzen 9 and RTX 4070, which again has 32 GB of RAM. In conclusion, this laptop is the whole package, offering great specs, great ports, great screen, great build, great design, great performance, and also a great, very big price tag, which is justifiable as this laptop is probably targeted at high performance professionals or enthusiasts who are looking for just raw performance. Yes, you can also get great performance with i7 14th Gen and RTX 4070, but this laptop is for the ones who want to milk even that extra bit juice. Definitely recommended for people who can afford it. And as always, if you liked the video, please drop a like, subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. If you have any suggestions, comment down below, and see you in the next one.